Hello and welcome back to the port. I'm the Galloping Major and this is a Let's Play in the Tier 6 Japanese tech tree destroyer Akatsuki. And with the talks of there being Japanese gunboats on the horizon, I'm giving a gunboat style commander a go in it. Now this is a Tier 6 and 7 game of capture the base on fault line. On the enemy team we have a Mass, a Benham, a Z-23, a Helena in the division with a New Orleans, a Gneisenau and a Jean Bar. So quite an intriguing game to actually give a gun build style Japanese destroyer a go on. The Lightning is possibly not quite expecting me to be a gunboat because most people kit their Japanese destroyers out to be torpedo boats. So what I've done with my command build down in the description is just really focused on as much guns as possible, and the first target being a Benham is a great thing. Now the interesting thing with the Akatsuki is obviously going to be she has Japanese HE and Japanese guns, so they do hit quite hard. I'm taking a fire from the Helena, so quickly avoiding that. Now most of my armament is on my rear, unfortunately, however I am going to have to turn in order to isolate myself from the Helena. Well, the Lightning seems to be quite pleased that I've actually done something different compared to what a normal Japanese DD would do. I think if it wasn't for the Helena, we would have been able to get out of that a lot healthier, I guess you can say. 3 enemy DDs now spotted on the far flank, and yeah, we get the engine fixed now. So the 2 cruisers that spawned over here on our flank have broken off away, and therefore there's not really too much to be gained from chasing them around, so I will be parting from the Lightning here, unless I can get myself into a sneaky position to shoot the Helena, but I'm not seeing one. So I'm heading out into the central area in order to obviously try and assist with the what's currently being spotted and squabbled over in the centre. If I can, I might see if I can pop myself a smoke screen and do a bit more gunfighting. So yeah, the Japanese guns on the existing destroyers in game, it's your usual slow firing, slow turret traverse. So what I've done is that anything I can to improve that rate of fire. And the nice thing about the Japanese high explosives is it does have a superior penetration in comparison to other nations. So that's why usually if you come up against a Japanese destroyer, it does hit very hard. Getting ourselves into a nice central position, but not quite there yet. I want to have a bit more coverage with my guns before I pop a smoke screen and start shooting. Also, enemy torpedo spotted. I have to confess, it's very tempted to have a crack at this Benham. And there he goes. Switching to Helena, might as well just quickly get a volley out. Looking at the enemy DDs, okay, they've got 2 quite strong DDs left. Both of them come with a very effective sonar. John Bar is actually coming into position, so I think I might abuse this one. So first of all, I'm going to lay his way that he's going with torpedoes. And then we're going to see if we can get ourselves a fire. Check which destroyers have been spotted. Benham and a mass, so that just leaves the Z-23 as the only unknown factor. That's New Orleans. There's the fire.
Nice work. That's how it's done.
There's a second fire. Well, we might as well switch to the other target as well, which looks like he's unfortunately found my minefield. Right, the Z-23 has now been spotted.
All stations, concentrate fire on that target.
Good, nice. Now has been spotted too. We're not going to have a smoke screen for a while. So it's very difficult to work out who to pick on next. Would like to support the lightning in the base, but I don't quite see a way for me to get in there at the moment. Eisenhower's now gone. So that just leaves the mass to the south, and I think we've got more than enough ships down that way, so maybe we will have to see what we can do up here. So let's get the engine boost activated, but all at the same time having to be very aware of the Helena, or at the moment being unaware of the Helena, I guess you could say. A random volley of torpedoes. Oh, okay, we have a Benham versus Benham, but then again, he looks like he's getting enough support from numerous other ships as well. This might be a torpedo, torpedo, and torpedo. Let's see if we can get some of those fires relit. There we go. So that leaves the Z-23. Z-23 definitely has more HP than me. Oh, Helena has barely any HP though. Z-23 has slightly more HP than me. Good lord. Helena's weak. I definitely need to head south. You know what? I think you've got to take that opportunity when you see it. There's no way I could pass that off. So my intention here is just to retreat back to friendly duties and then use them as support. There's no way I'm in a position where I can actually engage by myself. but using my RDF to keep a vague idea where the enemy is. And now I'm close enough to my friendlies to actually work together. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to point my ship towards the RDF indicator. We're now spotted because I have made sacrifices in regards to concealment in order to have improved gun capabilities. So my rate of fire is slow, but my guns do hit very hard. I need to obviously flick the rudder back out. And there we go. So the Akatsuki is definitely a torpedo boat. Her main power is about her torpedoes. But I'm just trying around with different commander builds. I'm not saying this is how an Akatsuki should be played, but if you're looking maybe for something slightly different, you can always give it a go. As always, down in the description is the modules and the commander build used during this review. Now, what I'll also do is the commander I've chosen, yes, it is a event commander, but you can have exactly the same commander build with a existing in-game commander, so it's not like you're restricted from giving this a go yourself if you want to. So I managed to get myself 59 hits on target with the main guns. Now that's kind of not really normal for a Japanese DD. Only 4 torpedoes hits on target, but then there weren't that many battleships, so there wasn't really much torpedo targets to pickle. Managing to get myself 3 kills, 2 fires and 3 flooding, and a devastating strike, which was I believe the New Orleans at the start, coming in top of my team, which is quite amusing. And also, I think this shows how strong the spotting mechanic can be at obviously getting you points, and if you play it right, then you'll do well as a destroyer. You can see that all 5 of our destroyers came at the top of their board, I guess you can say, whereas on the enemy team, the DDs that kind of threw themselves in there a little bit too hard ended up getting focused out really quickly, and you can see that there's only 2 of their DDs in their top 5. And then going into the economy tab, obviously tier 6, so 111,000 credits ship service cost, but with a nice and common credit booster and the premium account, I have been able to make myself a very nice tidy profit. Or not, quite an enjoyable capture, I think. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. If you already are subscribed, I'd say thank you very much for your continued support, comments and contributions to the channel. Alongside the command build and the modules down in the description is an email address for the channel should you wish to send in your own game captures for the Monday community video, and also a link to Patreon should you wish to support the channel via that. Until next time, I'm the Galloping, and back to the port.